Howdy everyone, it's VSG Steve here with my 27-month update. Just thought I'd get on board, and I've been meaning to do this for a while. It's been full on with everything, and I thought I'd do a bit of a different view today, coming from the couch and instead of from the computer. I'm at home with the school holidays here in Melbourne, and I'm home with the boys and just having a bit of a kind of break while they are playing on the new Nintendo Switch. Just thought I'd give you. I haven't done an update for a couple of months, and I think the last time I did an update was just before or just after my 2-year anniversary. So it's for people who don't know who I am. I had surgery in June 2016 with Kieran Bhatia, and my highest I started at was about 155 kilos. The lowest I got down was about 93 kilos. I'll transfer this to pounds before I upload it, but. And yeah, lowest I got down was to 93 kilos in about October 2017, and I've bounced back a little bit. I think the last update I did, which was 2 years, it was 101 kilos. I was hovering around there. I've now gone up to about 105 kilos. But as I pretty much have said in a number of my videos, I'm not really that majorly concerned about that weight. I'm conscious of it, but I'm not really that concerned. Since my last update, I talked about I was going to be seeing the dietitian and my surgeon not long after, which was going to be my 2-year anniversary. He's really pleased with where I was up to. I also saw the dietitian and had a bit of a conversation with the dietitian in what I was eating and what I can do. She was actually quite pleased with what I was eating. I did a couple little things in the sense of adding some oats to my green smoothie in the morning, trying to cut back on the fruit a little bit. So instead of having maybe 2 pieces of fruit, just cutting down to 1 piece of fruit, trying to cut back a little bit on the dried fruit, and trying to cut back on the cheese and crackers, the rice crackers in the night, and using things like celery sticks and carrot sticks and hummus and things like that instead. Sometimes I'm successful at that, and sometimes I'm not so successful at that. But I'm also doing. I also around that time my surgeon decided just to have a little bit of a scan in my stomach. So I went in for a bit of a day procedure just to check out things and things like that, and he was actually really pleased with it. There's no stretching of the stomach. There's nothing like that, so he was quite pleased. As I've said in my past, a lot of the time my main focus is really my athletic goals, and I spend most of the summer focusing on triathlons, and then in the winter I focus a lot on my running. This winter I did my third half marathon back in June, July, which I ran 101 hour 55. My quickest, I did a half marathon back in October, which was 153. So it wasn't as quick as the one I did in October, but this one was a little bit of a tougher course, and it's the same run that I had done 12 months ago, which when I did it the first time was 2:03. So I knocked off 8 minutes, which was fantastic. It was a little bit, and it was a little bit of a tougher course. There was a couple of change of the course, so quite happy with that. The guys that I was actually running with, I'm running with a couple of friends now, and when I ran with those guys at the half marathon 12 months ago, I was able to keep. They're a bit quicker than me. I was able to keep up with them until about the 7K mark, and then from the 7K mark onwards, I ran by myself. This year I was able to keep up with them until about the 11 or 12K mark, so I was a lot more pleased with that, and so it kept going. But since June, July, I've been training up for the marathon, so really increasing the kilometres, and I've got a marathon which is happening in about 10 days' time, and so I'm in that tapering period. So for people who don't do any running or these kind of sports, a tapering is the week or so, a couple of weeks before a major race, you actually cut back on your distance in your training. You still keep a little bit of intensity in your training, but you're not doing the long time. So it actually gives your body a bit of a kind of rest before you actually hit the race day. So you're in the best phase. So I've got up to about 30 kilometre runs, so which is really good. I was hoping to get a little bit more of those kind of runs, but I did a number of 20. I think I did 2 28s and 130. So yeah, still the marathon's 42. So normally marathon runners don't actually run right up to that distance in pre-race. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I'm still doing a lot of kind of still trying to run about probably 3 or 4 times a week. Ranging from like 5 or 6K runs up to my longer runs when we're leading up to before tapering. But that's about it. One thing that I probably just wanted to touch on was the whole mind games of this thing. Like people on pre-surgery, it's always about the weight you want to lose and things like that. And the mind games, your mind games keeps changing in the sense of what you're doing, what you want to do, and how you view your body. And especially when you start looking at the scales and you have a little bit of regain and things like that. So it's really, it's amazing the amount of people in the community that I find are dealing with anxiety or dealing with mental health challenges or dealing with all these kind of things. So my recommendation, if you've just picked up my video and you haven't had surgery, my big push with you guys would be to make sure you actually get a psychologist involved. Like I hear some people when they go down the surgery, they'll just have a surgeon and that's it, and there's no dietitian involved, there's no psychologist. But you really need to make sure that you've got the psychologist involved, because I think there's so many times your mental health, you're struggling with so many different kind of mood, what feelings about this whole thing, and even when you start achieving kind of things, you start beating yourself up about or how it's going and things like that. And there's been a couple of times I've had to take a couple of days off just to rest myself in the sense of mental health wise, and just be conscious of that. So yeah, so please take care of yourselves out there, and that's about it. I will give you an update after the marathon, and so the 14th of October I'll be doing the marathon, and it's actually interesting because it's actually the same day as the Kona Hawaiian Triathlon. And for those people who have been around for a while, Elle's journey to good health. Elle's actually I've talked about Elle in the past. She's another weight loss patient who's gone on to do amazing things in triathlons and in doing half marathon, doing Ironmans and things like that. Well, she was lucky enough to get a spot at the Kona World Championships on the same day as my marathon. So please link into her. Get on the Ironman tracker that day. Get on I'm not sure how they're going to be covering it, but please get on board and see her achieve the amazing things she's going to be doing that day. So, all right, guys, I will see you all soon, and take care of yourselves. Bye.